Somewhere right now, someone is standing in a cemetery, flowers in hand, head bowed, a stone with a name carved into it. It feels like the most natural thing in the world. But for most of human history, this didn't exist. And what your ancestors did instead is far stranger than you think. Go back 100,000 years. No headstones, no coffins, no cemeteries. Just early humans facing the same question every generation before them had to face for the first time. What do you do with a body once the person inside it is gone? For a long time, scientists assumed the answer was simple. Nothing, just leave it. Early humans, the thinking went, were too busy surviving to care about the dead. But then archaeologists started digging, and what they found didn't match that story at all. In a cave in Israel called Kafse, archaeologists uncovered something startling. A skeleton deliberately placed in a curled position, with deer antlers laid carefully across the chest. This wasn't an accident. Someone arranged this. Someone, roughly 100,000 years ago, looked at a dead body and decided it deserved deer antlers placed just so. That single discovery rewrote what scientists thought they knew. Because deliberate burial means something enormous. It means symbolic thought. It means somebody believed this body, this person, still mattered, even though they could no longer hunt, gather, or speak. Anthropologist Paul Pettit has spent decades studying these earliest burials, and his research reveals something remarkable. The practice wasn't isolated. Across multiple sites in Africa and the Middle East, early humans were doing this again and again. Bodies curled into fetal positions, red ochre pigment sprinkled over the remains, tools and ornaments placed beside the dead, as if they might need them somewhere else. Here's where it gets stranger. At a site called Sungir in Russia, dated to roughly 34,000 years ago, archaeologists found two children buried head to head, covered in thousands of ivory beads. Thousands! Each bead estimated to take an hour of labor to carve by hand. That means someone, or some entire group, spent years preparing for this single burial. Years for two children whose names we will never know. Why would anyone do that? Why pour that much time, that much grief, that much labor into a body that can no longer feel any of it? This is where psychologist Ernest Becker's work becomes essential. Becker argued that humans are the only species fully aware of their own mortality, and that awareness creates a unique kind of terror. Every culture, he proposed, builds systems, rituals, beliefs, and symbols specifically to manage that terror. Burial is one of the oldest of these systems. By treating the dead with ceremony, the living are quietly answering an unbearable question. If we honor them like this, maybe death isn't truly the end. Look at what early burials almost always include. Food for a journey, tools for use, ornaments for a body that will never see them again. None of this makes practical sense, unless the people doing it believed something continued. A presence, a spirit, a self that outlasted the body holding it. That belief, however it was first imagined, may be one of the oldest ideas humans ever had. Older than agriculture, older than writing, older than almost anything you'd recognize as civilization. And it never really left. Walk through a modern cemetery and you'll see the same instincts, just with different materials. Flowers instead of ochre, a favorite item placed in a coffin instead of a tool beside a skeleton, a name carved in stone instead of antlers laid across a chest. The technology changed completely. The impulse underneath it didn't change at all. Even the grief itself echoes across that same impossible gap. You bury someone knowing they will never see the flowers, never read the headstone, never know how long you stood there, and you do it anyway, just like someone did 100,000 years ago. In a cave in Israel, arranging antlers across a chest that would never breathe again. So the next time you walk past a cemetery or attend a funeral or simply think about someone you've lost, know this: you're not performing some modern custom. You're continuing the oldest conversation humans have ever had. A conversation with the people we can no longer speak to, conducted entirely through ritual, through care, through the simple refusal to just walk away and leave them behind. That refusal, it turns out, might be one of the very things that makes us human in the first place.